Where's this?
Right. How we doing? Oh my God, Matthew John. Right. I'm I'm running on my backup channel. I got banned from YouTube. Funny, but funny. It's not worth repeating because there's no money in it for me.
Yeah, we know that.
Motherfuckers are banned me for. They
Right?
banned the fuck out of him.
It's
Anyway,
amazing.
Chuck, how you doing, buddy? What you been up to?
You know, living a dream, I guess.
Living a dream or living your life in a dream? That's my question.
Yeah.
So I'm making my handle for my.
I've had the day from hell. Do you know what? There's nothing worse than. Matt will get this. These are the things that will come and try and kill you. An alcoholic woman. That's the worst thing. That's like the devil. Think of it like that, okay? You don't want one of them. But look at me. I'm still smiling. I'm still happy. I've still got money. I've still got my life. They're accusing me not to have. Matt knows me very, very well. He's known me a number of years. He knows me when I was fucked. But I'm not now. Get over it. Get yourself with your own life. Anyway, my rant over. I'm not very good at rants, am I? Sorry. Could have been a good one if I was an angry person, but I'm not, so I can't do it.
Amazing.
I'll do a quick go fuck yourself, though. They can have that one. I shut up now.
Well, they didn't like my presentation in regards to reality. And the reality that leadership failed, the education system failed, everything's a complete failure.
Everything's a
Financed
lie.
by the wealthy people with all the fucking money, so they're not really suffering from these problems, even though they fucking created them with their money. And they don't want to
Yeah, but
share
you got
it.
money now, ain't you?
It's actually the root of all evil. Hoarding money is the root of all evil. And using it to control people, that's amazing. And then waving money in a poor person's face and telling them how fucking evil they are because they need money to survive. While you're feeding off their fucking children, of course. Because you have no respect for the man or manual labor. You actually think manual labor is free or cheap, which is wild. And that's a result of socialism, Marxism, communism, God save the Queen, and fucking no one else.
Yeah, exactly. So and it's the women that are destroying everything because they're fucking evil. Quite frankly, I'm trying my best to become gay at the moment, but I can't do it. Right. So here's how it works. Like the women, because they want to make all the men sad. Even though they think they don't want to, they're actually trying to make all the women sad. That's why they call them, through the manipulation of human language, woe men, miserable men. God, I'm starting to fucking sound like you little fucking cunt. Hey. But it's true though, isn't it? Oh my God. Oh, hiya. Hi, Dick.
How you doing, Dick?
Good. Good.
Hey.
What you got? What you got to show us, Dick?
So I'm this is a
start snowing.
I just took a ban on YouTube. Down for 2 weeks. Down for the count. Because I should have been down for the count. No, just gone. I'm laughing about this exclusivity. Truth became exclusive.
You're in the club.
Yeah, I guess
You're in the big club with the 1%ers, Tony fuck.
Hello.
pass this information when it comes with a price.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to inform you about this, but you're not in it.
Right? We're in the big club.
People are just cheering AI on to come kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's what we're doing here: is we're creating our own club. You know what I mean?
Right. That's why I started doing this a long time ago.
Kind of, yeah.
How you let me know?
I want to be in my own clubhouse. My clubhouse is mine.
Yeah, because it's yours. It's up to you. It's up to you how you think. It's up to you how you feel.
He
If you
don't
want to
play
be
well
upset,
with others.
fuck off and be upset. Then I couldn't give a fuck. I'm not upset. You're trying to make me upset, but I'm not upset. I'm quite happy.
And that will upset them.
And that's how it works.
Oh
Ah!
They're laughing their ass off. Yeah.
I don't normally come on here particularly angry. I know I don't look angry, but fucking hell, I'm fucking fuming.
Like, on top of what Dick's already aware of, right, Dick? And then you look at just the 9 at pig. I got an eye on the pig at pig. Oink oink.
Yeah, pig.
Wiggly wiggly. You pigs like donuts, right?
What's your mushroom pigs, I wonder?
Did you vaccinate for a donut? Here, piggly wiggly.
I got my paycheck. I'm never going to see my pension.
Question, actually. What so you know about geometry and all that? So what would the word pig be in geometry? I can't even say the word geometry. You know what I mean?
That's a powerful point. PP pension.
66.99.
Policies, procedures, and protocols. You have your rights with a pen or a pencil. And they think they're going to get away with it due to illiteracy of the majority of people. 80%, Nick, illiterate.
Man, I tell you what, I can't hear that well, and I heard some guys talking at coffee this morning. And he was talking about IBM and Larry Ellison and how AI is this and quantifying this and that. And they're just chucking it up over there like this is fucking amazing. Like it's great. And I just kind of started.
And
I put my
wanted up the ass.
and I
Not
said,
too
hey,
hot
do you
coming.
know? I said, do you know what the COVID shots were all about? And I said they were an antenna, they're low jack for the human body. I said, you know, AI is making quantitative decision on who lives and dies based on age, and those guys were probably in their retirement age.
And obedience.
Health,
Obedience.
you know,
Social credit.
obedience.
Social
Pensions.
Let me ask you this, yeah, Dick. Yeah, I found this amazing lady who has some amazing background. You may have come across her if you know about this shit. Her name is Sabrina Wallace.
I know.
Yeah.
I've listened to about everything she said.
It's too late. You're fucked. You get me?
Pay attention to her. She's telling the truth.
How come I haven't died yet? That's a great question for the medical fucking teams of the world.
Yeah. I'm the same.
I'm under the assumption that every day I'm alive is another day I piss off a doctor.
Because you want to piss off the doctors, don't you?
You know, it's just like anything. There's
what they tried to do to me, motherfucking cunts.
There's people that walk around with 12 credit cards in their wallet. There's people that walk around with all this bullshit, and there's people that subscribe to a lot of things that they have never unsubscribed to. Well, when you subscribe to subscriptions and prescriptions, they all have a fucking shelf life, and these have payloads in them.
Kaboom.
And AI is making that. And AI designed these shots.
Mm-hmm.
AI did. It wasn't freaking Anthony Fauci. It was AI.
Already lit. It's the fuse is already lit. You and I can't put out the fuse. We can't prevent it from going off. We can't.
No, but I'm going to tell everybody it's going.
Massive policy shift in policy or perspective. It's like a fucking tsunami wave. Right?
If you didn't tell him you'd been accomplished to it, so you've got to tell him, haven't you?
How do you stop a fucking 200-mile wave? You can't stop it. Right? You stare at it. Oh, I see you.
You better have a big set of lungs because you're going to take a lot of swimming to get back to the top.
Unless you're a bobbit, and you just float like a pile of shit to the surface, you know. You'll rise.
Man, I'll tell you what. Some of the first heroes were the first guys that were diving for salt. You know what I mean?
Well, I think I've done it in a particularly clever way because I've known what's coming for about 10. Well, I first was told when I was 13, but I've known definitely for like 10 years, and then I met Matt, and so I've developed myself from there. So I've kind of lost everything and built everything back up again. When I say I lost everything, I mean I was homeless. I've built everything back up. You know, I'm almost a millionaire, believe it or not. Blows my mind what you can do.
You know, I told those gentlemen before I left, I said, I'm going to tell you no, and I'm going to say no to AI. And I said, I don't know if you have any children or grandchildren, but I said, I'm not leaving this shit for anybody's children. I said, they're putting a 20, 30, 15 fucking minute city in here. And that means they're going to start a tokenized economy and harvest and cellular structure from individuals. I said, you should start researching the biodigital convergence and having some serious empathy when it comes to these topics. I walked out.
They don't have
That's from the government, Matt.
Yeah, and that's absolutely true. But if I ask you this,
I
so we
found
know that it's already happened. So
okay. So
how are we going to battle against it?
empathy is directly associated with mercy, entropy, atrophy, and disassociation or dissipation, evaporation, dissipate. As soon as
Yeah.
you're right, they dissipate. Anticipation expected, but dissipation is what fucking occurs. This language describes the death and slow decay of society.
Oh, it does. I mean, I just kind of think how cannibalistic everything is, and it's just like it's the sweat off another man's back and the blood of another one keeps another one alive. They don't care if a child dies if they can live another day because of it. It's just sickening that people can have that kind of an attitude.
Absolutely. I tell you what, the thing that scares me a lot is that I live on the route to the doctors. So I didn't mean to do this, but I live in now, and Matt's known me when I lived at other places, but I now live in the busiest place in my town. I live in the fucking centre cap of it. Okay. And I see these people walking to the doctors, and they're almost like proud of it. They're like, "Oh, I've got to get the jab I have." You know what I mean?
They're augmented. I mean, they're actually. I think it's artificial intelligence has programmed them to just be the way that they are now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, when you can't understand, when you point up to a chemtrail to somebody and they can't see it, I honestly think they can't fucking see it because they're just so clouded.
They don't
No,
want
they don't want to see it. It's like this lady today. So here in the UK, we have to pay this thing to get a television license, and it's £160 a week. So that's like half a person's wages for the week. But the crazy thing is, if you just like tell them
this is
that
amazing, right?
I don't want to pay it, then you
To
don't
have
have
a,
to pay it.
to have a
I
television?
told someone about this today, and they were saying, "I'm too scared. I don't want to get into any trouble." And then on the other hand, I got one of my best friends, Alex, who lives just 2 doors down from me. He's gone out driving around. There's been AMPR cameras, which are these cameras that are meant to catch you for doing driving offences. And he's driven around the whole town today with no number plates because the computers cannot see his number plate. It's
I
fucking
think,
funny, man.
but the reason some of these people are so slow is because artificial intelligence is slow.
Check this out, Dick. I stumbled on this last night and I'm laughing my ass off. Which generation are you? The silent generation born from 1928 to 1945, followed the rules, kept their heads down, and built quietly.
That's all our parents.
It's all of our parents.
Number two, baby boomers, 1946 to 1964. Lived large, bought everything, now gatekeeping everything, including information.
And that's who
Generation
I was talking to.
1965 to 1981. Trusts no one, complains little, secretly runs the world. Number four.
I love it now.
Can you send us a link to that, Matt? That's awesome, man.
What there? Sorry, get my words out. Sorry,
Millennials.
what happens in the years after that?
Millennials, 1981 to 96. Chase purpose, got burned out, still pretending they're fine, financially insecure, neurotic, and emotional. That's what FINE stands for, gentlemen. They bought into the fear programming and false evidence appearing real. That's my diagnosis and prognosis as a gnosis that's not suffering from mass psychosis. Holy shit.
It's not very nice, though. I don't like to hear this shit.
Gen Z questions
it's
everything,
horrible.
trusts nothing, feels everything, 1997 to 2012. Generation Alpha, 2013 to 2025. Born with iPads, raised by YouTube, and their future is unknown.
My daughter!
What was it about? What was it before that one about mid 90s or whatever?
Gen Z.
Yeah.
Gen Z. Gen Z is 97 to 2012. Questions everything, trusts nothing, feels everything. Gen Z.
All right.
Millennials, they chase purpose. They got burnt out. They're still pretending they're fine. And the babies born right now, and young children born with iPads in their hands, raised by YouTube, and their future's unknown.
Yeah, I mean,
Holy shit.
the most important time with a child is the first 7 years. And if you can keep them away from that and, read a couple thousand books to them and,
I'm going to
teach them.
disagree with you this. And I looked at my things earlier because I was thinking about myself and all the horrible medical things that have happened to me, right? And it's not. And I did it to my son, who's Matt's spoken to before, and he's clued up, man. He's a clever lad. But they get to you within the first week because that's when you get your first fucking vaccination, motherfuckers. Sorry, I did it. I damaged my own children, thinking I was being nice.
Well, but a lot of us did, you know what I mean? But but the thing is,
most of us did. Most of us. I don't know how many unvaccinated children do you know? I don't know very many. I'm lucky to know some.
There's a lot more now. I'm starting to know more now than I ever have.
Yes, because people are slowly getting educated.
You know what I mean? I know some of these
agree.
newborns now they just get the bare minimum of what they
get enough. They get enough in the education system to follow orders, assemble basic parts, march an assembly line, and generally assemble in a line, and not and march.
Yeah.
There's a song I like called Captain Jack.
The education system is for children to learn about assembling in a line. Parents work in general assembly. Fathers work in the assembly plant. When you get out of prison, when you get out of line with the system, father, you wind up in prison. So you learn how to do what? March in line again. Military is for learning how to follow orders. It's not about questioning them. We don't teach our children to question authority or orders or no. Just
they're all army people, and they have a certain type of injection too. Did you know?
Just march in a line. March in a line. Don't use your mind. March in a line. Don't ask any questions. Just answer the questions.
Yeah, and as they get older, then there's your parking attendants, as you call them in your country. We call them traffic wardens, and your police officers. These brainwashed ex-army fucking dingbats, quite frankly.
That's exactly right, though. Every institution is, set up and designed to do that. What you just said, keep a man in line or, whatever it may be.
The prison
well, that's
attention.
Tier systems.
I tell you, attention, Captain Jack. He's the captain. He's Captain. I got a new phrase for you, Matt. He's the captain now. You know what I mean? You're in charge. You're in charge. You do what you want to fucking do. You're not fucking them. They can fuck off. Anyway, I'll shut up now. I'll talk too much.
Right. You're not here to follow orders. Your purpose in life is to challenge them or block them. How about that?
Oh, I do now, but boy, it pisses me off though. Looking back.
Right. Because
And
all here just follow orders without questioning them.
the same shit is being applied to kids too. You know.
They should be teaching children basic law. They should be, we need to be teaching children basic law, how to use the correct terminology when they're stopped by somebody of authority that thinks they have authority over them, and how to respond to that.
Yeah.
Why are they need to start asking the questions when they're being questioned.
Like, why do all these public officials think they're dukes and earls and lords and ladies of the land?
Right.
They're joking, aren't they? Joking.
Why so many barriers set up in life? For kids to be a certain way. That they want them to be.
Why does everybody grow up to be like Michael Jordan instead of themselves? How come no one wants to be themselves and everybody wants to be something other than themselves?
Because everyone's trying to impress someone else because they're told they have to do that, basically.
Seems like it's a fucking felony to be yourself in this world.
Yeah, it's all in the language there, isn't it? Yourself.
It's against the law for you to be yourself, child. You have to be somebody else. You have to be like Mike.
It took me about 10 years to get this shit, and it's not just... No, I'm not going to lie. Matthew's been a massive accomplice in helping me to understand this shit. But what he needs to understand is it's not just him. But yeah, he's absolutely right. And that's why I'll tell everyone, Matt's one of the cleverest people I know. That's it. Love him.
Yeah. He'll make you question
On the
that.
side of the pond, gentlemen. He's in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Right, I'll be back in a minute. I've got a really important phone call I need to get.
Yep.
But like Dick was saying, I am seeing, less of the, with the vaccinations with the kids and shit versus 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think some people are waking up to it.
I didn't get vaccinated for that reason.
But boy, did they fucking this was the biggest thing in probably history ever, wasn't it?
Biggest fraud ever.
The biggest thing I ever seen in my life.
It's the biggest scandal of our lifetimes.
I mean, this is bigger than a Holocaust.
More people.
Like you said,
It killed more people than the Holocaust.
In my generation,
Yeah.
This was like a war, a genocide, a war on an entire species.
yeah, everyone can say, the Holocaust was, bad, whatever. Yeah, whatever. But I mean, on the mass majority of people being killed and slaughtered and whatever on every race, this was by far greater.
Yeah.
This is like, Chuck, this is like saying we took the white-tailed deer population, we modified a few of them and kept them over here. Now we're going to kill all the fucking deer off. Every white-tail living, we're going to kill off because we like these other ones better because they work better for our
Every father, every mother of every denomination, ethnic background should be screaming.
Oh, absolutely.
Take it today, but come back tomorrow.
And here we are listening to people cheer on something that's going to target loved ones based on criteria and obedience. We know we've always, you'll be a target if you don't obey, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely.
Well, now they stepped it up a notch.
I'm really
It's not
proud
the-
of this stuff, man, because policy is causing a divide deliberately, and we're using degrees to earmark as some sort of sign of fucking intelligence.
Yeah.
Well, really, it's obedience, because you regress a degree at a time, and those degrees are evidence of your obedience.
It's almost like a mockery of you. You know, they want you to.
Exactly.
They want you.
Yeah,
I'll allow you to get this smart, but you know that's all you're
you're
going
not
to
going
be.
up the pyramid, you're going down. And flip the pyramid, you're going down into a fucking pool. You're sinking into shit, you know, you're going down, you're not going up.
They'll do anything for a donut and a paycheck.
Exactly.
So it's donut and a pizza.
Cause division, hate. You know, separate us.
As long as there is a sweet treat and a
Exactly.
fucking,
Sweet
they're
gum.
gonna take it.
Right. See, I realize that the universities are harbors, they're shelters that actually prevent people from experiencing or learning anything. Hey, let me know.
Talking about my house.
Huh?
Talking about my house growing up.
Just in general. What makes you think they were truthful to you when you were in the classroom? So things you believe are all based on lies.
Yeah, I know.
So the fundamentals of your reality are based on falsehood, misinformation, disinformation, propaganda, assumptions, somebody else's feelings, written down by a third party, read by a fucking public speaker. The public speaker didn't write the words he's reading. Somebody else wrote them. Ghost wrote for the other person. So you're talking about 4 different people.
Yeah.
And no one's responsible for any of it.
Hey Matt, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
On the magic squares of on the threes, you know, with the nines.
Yeah.
You know, so your first column's 147 is 12, right?
Yep. I'm reading north
And
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 south.
your next one's 258, then the 369.
Right.
So 12 and 15 add up to 27, right?
Yep.
So the last column's 18. And so what's 18 and 27 is 45.
Yep.
So where do you take it from there?
Well, and then you're looking at thirds. Like the sum of all digits is 45. When you add
45.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 together, add all digits together, it adds up to 45.
Yes.
And backwards is 54, which is a deck of cards.
Correct.
I cut it in half, it's 27. Half of 54 is 27. Not wild?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. No, I just needed to,
And
I've been thinking about that quite a bit.
so you're seeing this halving and doubling, right? Because you're halving these numbers or you're doubling them. Half of 54, 27, double 54, 108. But both factors are still 9.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I was thinking, I was just thinking how I was thinking I'm 12 and 18, male and the 147 and the 369 together. But you got to take, so you take the mother and the father, you combine those 27, and you take all three of them and you get the 45.
Try this out though. In terms of creation, I mean, you can't find this anywhere, Dick. So you have to imagine that the child was before the mother and the father.
Yeah.
The child was always in the room. And the sun and the moon are the mother and the father. And they're dancing around Polaris. So then you see that the father's red, the sun red, and the moon blue, red, blue, and Polaris is purple, red, blue, purple. And every planet's got its own color. Mars red, right?
Mhm.
Neptune, Pluto, they all have different colors. Color associations, planets. Yeah.
So there's this Jason Clark that posted a bunch of these star forts. He posts star forts to a lot of this music, and I sent it to you. But his name's Jason Clark, and I said, "What do you think of those star forts resonating that shape frequency?" And that's what we're seeing bouncing in the firmament. And somebody commented that is exactly what's happening.
See?
So I don't know.
They realized how to mimic or mock frequencies.
Yes.
And that's what the star forts are all about, is they know the frequency that generates that geometry. So you gotta look at the buildings and you gotta think they knew the frequency before they built the building,
Yes.
right? And that's James, this. You know, imagine you got some you got your concrete and it's fluid, right? And it's ready to get ready to cure, but it's still fluid. Imagine taking one of those resonators and causing the concrete to vibrate at a fucking specific frequency before it cures in the mud. Before it cures, you vibrate it and then you let it cure after you left an imprint in the concrete. And now,
Oh, exactly.
because of that imprint, you have a die cast that you can pour hot metal into. You could do a lot of different things with this. Think about it. You could do a molten glass. That they were doing this. Why do you think the church windows are the way they are? Frequency resonance. They didn't draw these patterns. They used frequencies to do it.
Yeah, I
They would
think
go
they.
to each glass and they would vibrate the frequency into the hot molten sand and imprint the fucking frequency into it.
Exactly. I think a lot of it had a
Liquid
lot of
metal. I mean, this is just showing you how to machine parts in a much different way.
Mhm.
We already knew this stuff, and we're essentially remembering it.
Yeah, we need to start building with sound again. And
You know,
we start.
when you're making a die cast, right, for mass production or something, right? You're making a mold, make it over and over and over again, and that's just one part of a whole. But if you take the frequency, it makes a plate, right? You take the frequency of the geometry and you push it into the surface and it makes a plate and you do it over and over again and now you have enough plates to make a geometric sphere based on that frequency.
I'd like to
Basically,
be able to look at
you can
my Jake.
create.
I'd like to be able to look at the DNA of anybody, and see what anybody's DNA strain looks like from straight down.
Right.
I can do it. I can show you the frequencies with the fucking spooky tea rife machine.
You can do it with a rife machine, huh?
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. You can take that's what I was laughing because he's holding a machine that will do what I'm saying. He's
Yeah.
holding the device. You take that device and you vibrate it over a pool of concrete. It'll leave an imprint in the concrete.
Do it.
And you can use that as a die cast with other soft materials or some way to make a painting of some sort. You're making
Yeah.
once you have a plate or a mold, you can reproduce something a bazillion times. You only have to make the
Oh, I
mold
know.
one time, right? So you make an impression out of concrete and then you're casting glass in it, or maybe it's hot liquid metals. You think about smithing and metallurgy and how they are working metals and when they're in their liquid state. What happens if you play frequencies in a pool of liquid metal and cool it off immediately?
Yeah.
I'm
Can
playing.
I say something about this?
They're doing it. We don't have to draw it on a piece of paper when you can just play the frequency.
Here's what I found out about this. Here's what I found out about this. For example, say with my machine, you want to kill a load of flies in your house. Yeah, so you can put a fly in this machine. This is going to sound nuts to you, I know. You can put this fly in this machine. It will read the frequency of the fly. Then you give that frequency back to the fly, and it will kill it. It's just like you know the opera singers when they break a wine glass, they flick the glass first every time, and then match that frequency, and that's how they break it. It's exactly the same principle.
Right. They're matching resonance with the cancer, with the virus, with the fly, with the house, with the building, small scale, large scale, up. Kill cancer.
I know, and that's what everybody can't understand, that the payloads were in the shots, and that's what they're doing. Is like, hey, we can cure it. We've already got it in you. We've hit the frequency to release the pathogen. Now we're gonna fricking undo it with your monies. Give us some more money. Now is where the payday comes in. We've already stolen your pension and everything else from you, and got you to fricking get demoted from your job. But now we're gonna get paid out from the insurance companies.
I don't think you're quite understanding here, Dick, what I'm trying to explain to you, or Matt's trying to explain to you.
Yeah, how that rife works. Yeah, I kind of understand that. Yeah, so whatever you have, you need to.
That principle, James, is how 9/11 happened. It wasn't an airstrike. It wasn't missiles. They were using frequency resonance to cause the Twin Towers to collapse in place. They detonated the buildings on frequency. And let's not forget that Donald Trump was partial owner of those two buildings, please. And thank you.
Well, and I think too, the Bushes are in there, and I think Jeb Bush is like, what they did like a elevator remodel, and they went in and set all those explosives. Man, they had footage of that shit flashing big time.
Right. Remember, it was Trump that was blaming Iraq and Iran and overseas.
Oh man, it was
the towelheads. They did it.
Have you seen? It was an insurance deal.
Can we talk about the book? You know that book about Donald Trump? What's it called? There's this really old book, isn't there? It's about him and his son. It's his son you got to keep an eye on, not him. It's his fucking son.
Oh, Jared, Jared Kushner is who you got to watch out for. He's the one that's got the Antichrist building, the 666 building. He was forced to buy that in a deal.
Baron Trump, that's his name.
Huh? You have the other ones of these?
Yeah. That's just one out. I know.
Yeah, that Jared Kushner,
I might have a Bible. Right.
Married to that Ivanka Trump.
Straight piece of shit.
Fucking
He's
wild.
evil, man. I don't know. It's just weird looking.
Yep, I don't trust.
No.
Trust him.
Well, that's just the whole thing. The whole education system is designed to create a state of dependence. Everybody's trusting other than themselves. You shouldn't trust anyone. Unless they earn it.
Right.
Well, you shouldn't walk around thinking everybody's going to be the same way as you.
Oh, yeah. You do that.
Hey, I trust
it's just.
If you can't feel, you learn.
It's that parable. It's that parable, Chuck. If we're facing each other and I draw a 9 on the ground and I'm looking at it, I'm looking at a 9 all day long, and you're looking at a 6. And it's just like, you say say I'd be a Republican and you be a Democrat. You can't see what I'm seeing is because you're not hearing the same frequency. No matter what, you're just not going to line up with it.
Right. I never will. Yeah.
And with these crown shots, these corona shots, Matt brought that up big time. That dethroned people's crown, and they won't ever understand what we're saying anyway, is because that AI has taken they put them they kept them at a lower vibrational state of fear and management by pharmaceuticals. And they're not going to listen to you or I no matter what. If
Yeah.
fear is going to take them right back to the doctor,
Just as clear as
and
I
whatever
see
the
it,
doctor
you know,
says, we're going to give it to them
and
because
believing
we're a bunch of dumb
what he
fuckers.
says, yeah, you know, they don't want to see it, and will not see it. You know,
Abra, dabra, cadabra. Gotta reach out and grab ya.
Do you know the bit
I
that
mean,
drives me absolutely crazy?
it's very, you know, very far in, you know, in between, man. I mean,
I bet that takes on new meaning for Chuck. Because it has whole different meaning for me than the song itself, right? Abracadabra literally means I create as I speak. They're gonna reach out and grab
Yeah.
you, but I'm gonna reach out and zap you from my chair. I'm gonna send a bolt of lightning up your asshole and light you up like a Christmas tree.
Well, I think you keep saying it until we can get somebody to come say, "Hey, what are you doing?"
And I'll tell them I'm doing nothing, and then I'll ask them what are
Somebody from government or somebody from authority to come over here with a bunch of donuts so we can talk about it.
No, you got to listen to me on this
Bring
one. I
some
don't care
donuts.
who I interrupt, and then I will shut up. But the thing is, you can get like a poorly person, you can tell them how to cure themselves, and our information is absolutely proven and correct, but they'd still rather go to the fucking doctors. What the fuck is wrong with these people? They're dead because of the doctors, they've got poorly legs because of the doctors, and they still want to go there to make themselves better. What the fuck is wrong with them? Anyway, I'll shut up now.
And meanwhile,
I know.
I'm looking at my entire life games. I'm remembering back to when I was a child, birth with spinal meningitis. Back in the 80s, you had a 10% chance of surviving that crap. It was a bacterial infection to the brain. That's what they're trying to say it was. But it turns out I had an active pineal gland and pituitary gland. They got double glands, gentlemen. That makes me a rare breed. I got a pineal and a pituitary. That means I have two glands in the back of my brain and not one. That's something that mainstream doctors don't want to talk about because then they'd have to admit that there's lesser or more subspecies, Earth racers, last racers. Who was here first again? And vaccinations were about gene mapping and altering genetics. You know, everybody's a test subject. Lesser races of humans, subspecies, transhumans are lesser race of humans than humans. Humans are a lesser species than mankind. It's all in the language that you're using, mankind. Now do you see why I'm laughing? Are you a subspecies? Did you get vaccinated for a donut because of your lesser grade of intelligence? You didn't trust yourself. You trusted authority figures over yourself. Hate yourselves and love your masters. Boy, I bet they hate me for telling them about it. Love, hate, love. Look at the relationships between pimps and their hoes. Hoes don't have any respect for their pimps, and pimps don't have any respect for hoes.
It's a
a lot
bitter
of
pill,
them,
though, isn't it?
a lot of them do get it too, but you know, their pride won't allow them to, you know, say they were wrong. You know,
I
you
know.
know, they know exactly what you're saying, man. A lot of them,
You
you
over
know.
here, you know how I know how the CIA works, James. I really know how the CIA works. I really do. I really truly do. And one day I imagined in my head, I said, my gosh, my work, my words, my labor is just like that gun strap they put on their victims and they fucking cause the victims to blow their own goddamn brains out. You ever
Yeah.
see the little torture device they created in the CIA where they can make you fucking blow out your own goddamn brains?
Yep.
These motherfuckers wanted me to die.
That's what they did to my mom, man. They gave her electroshock therapy and all that shit. You know that?
Oh man, they wanted me to die. They did. They really, really did.
Mhm.
And now I'm at 45. I'm not.
Oh man,
argue with me at 45 because I'm not 5 anymore. You know, that whole thing's over with. I've challenged everything, looked at everything, done my own research, due diligence, homework, personal independent studies. Came back to the table with some information and realization in that most people blow their goddamn brains out before admitting that I'm right about anything, including mommy and my daddy. That's amazing.
Here's one for you, Matthew, that might
I love
clarify
you! Crick, crick, pow, pow!
Don't you dare! Matthew, and you lot, actually, Dick and you. Let me tell you about this one. When I was really poorly, and I was disabled for like 3 months, and it was done to me, without doubt. So I had to go to this hospital, and what they wanted to do with us was what's called a spinal tap. And that's where I'm going to give you some different terminologies now to what I would give to normal people, because I know the fucking things that you know about. So basically, they stole my spinal fluid.
Yes. That's right. I don't tap
But
that.
in the same room, there's all these people on dilation, right? And this made me interested in blood. And my dad used to be a blood donor. And the horrifying thing about donations of organs, particularly, is it can't be done. You cannot transfer an organ from a live person, or a dead person, should I say, to a live person. It's bullshit.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
Can't be done. What are they doing with it? It's got to be connected to this adrenochrome shit on it. So I got raped for my spinal fluid, basically.
You know, and I'm laughing because of all this stuff, right? Right? And I'm looking back at the 20 years I've been doing this. I said, I don't have a leather glove or a kitty glove anymore. I have a fucking gauntlet. I gotta backhand them with a fucking gauntlet. It won't be a leather glove. It won't be a pimp glove. It won't be the white glove treatment. You know, no. It's gonna. I got a gauntlet. There's no recovering. They didn't tell the truth about anything. That's
yeah. Oh God, I did message you earlier, Matt. Have I ever told you about what I call bacon noise? Bacon noise. Do you know what that is?
No. Makes me think about Francis Bacon and Porky Pig's tails and crispy critters.
Yeah. I can only describe it as the bacon noise.
Pork
Because
rinds.
I first knew about this when I was 2. Right? So I'll tell you about it another time. I'm going to shut up for a bit.
Man, now I want pork rinds. What the fuck? Bastard!
That's pretty interesting too. That you experienced being homeless too, and with what all I see, what all you talk about too. I throw that in there too.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not talking to you.
I was very homeless. It was horrible.
I know.
Don't like anyone anymore.
Hey, this is Avenging Archangels aerial assault apparatus sponsored by George Carlin and not fucking Pfizer.
That's pretty fun sleeping underneath the stars, but I don't know if I'd want to have to do it all the time,
No. And
maybe what if that's a better way of living? Maybe that's better for you.
Yeah, but I do like you. I like you though, James.
Boxed
But,
in.
I was speaking on that too.
I don't know you anymore.
I find this. I have all the games in the world, man, and I can only play them a couple hours at a time. My eyes start watering, and then like it's enough for me for the day. It's not like when I was 20 and I'd play fucking 4 days straight, stare at screen, twiddle my thumbs. It went 4 whole fucking days. I didn't even go to sleep. Not now. Now I can't sit still like that anymore. The
Yeah.
fuck?
Well, you're playing a different game. You know, you're playing the real game.
Yeah, Minecraft is way more fun in real life than in a video game.
You know, this has always been the real game.
Right? I've always felt rather spooky, like maybe I was an international man of mystery, some sort of espionage agent, secret man, spook, spy. Aleister Crowley was the king of the underworld. When you talk about the underworld, you're really talking about the streets, the black markets. Not Wall Street.
I like it. I like it too, man. On the chat thing, you're giving them hell to in there all the time, all day long.
It's water torture. Drip, drip, drip. The thing about water torture is it works.
Like a slow kill.
I tell you what they won't be doing anymore is they won't be pissing in my face telling me it's fucking raining. Instead, rather, I'll piss in their face and tell them, hey, look, it's rain. That's what happens when you're a 1%er. Right? You're pissing in people's faces, telling them that it's raining.
Yeah, I look down on it. Yeah, it's funny. So
Yeah, that's what they're doing to you and I. But imagine if you're doing it to them instead. That was funny. It's not funny when it's being done to you, but when you're doing it, it's fucking funny.
Well,
Yeah, there's some pretty cool,
unfortunately, we all
amazing.
still need the money. I'd love to have money.
A lot of people out there are saying the same thing. There's more and more saying the same thing. It just seems like there's more and more all the time.
yeah.
And just to go back on you, why I talking about me is because, believe it or not, I was homeless about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And now I'm not. I was homeless. I was fucked, man. But now I'm not. So, you know.
Yeah, that's something, man. You know.
If you knew how fucked I was, trust me.
Guys got to take yourself down to the bottom, and you can't. Nobody else. You know, so you get a lot of help along the way. They want to take you down there, but you got to let yourself get down there once in a while too.
And you know what I've discovered, right? Is all the really successful. I only work for millionaires, basically.
Right.
It's not what I chose to do it that way, but that's how it's kind of worked out. But you know, and I get talking to them because I'll talk to anyone. I'll go on forever. And it all turns out that they've all hit rock bottom before.
Who taught you, Jamie?
Every single one of them.
How to do what you do? Who was your inspiration? Who was your inspiration? You know, to do what you do in life.
I'm my own inspiration. You're an inspiration. Matt's an inspiration. Dick's an inspiration as well. But
right.
My own inspiration.
But when you was a kid, you know,
by yourself, because ultimately it's up to yourself.
What made your head, you know, light up and be like you know, this is what I want to do. You know, no one ever taught you no trade or nothing, or you know, sales and marketing skills or carpentry or
Hard work. Did your
plumbing.
father teach you hard work and teach you how
Yeah,
to be
did
a
you?
man?
Yeah, did you have a father figure? Is that what I'm saying, or an uncle, or a guy down the road, or?
Do you know who taught me the most? Myself.
That's it. That's right. And there you go. You know who taught me what I know? Myself.
Yourself. That's
Yeah,
the only way you're going to learn anything. Don't listen to anyone else because they're fucking lying to you.
Yes,
But
I agree. I agree with that.
But you still had a good father figure.
Right,
No,
but usually
my father
I'm
did
just
encourage that. That's the whole point too. My
I'm converting back to what Matt was saying. He said he didn't have a father figure in his life. Okay, but
not exactly true. My father was a hard ass, Chuck. Very hard ass. But he started himself, and it was his way or the highway. Which
Yeah.
I get it, but at the same time, here's where ego comes to kick you in your ass. You'll never admit when you're wrong.
Right, there's a difference though between a father figure and an influence. They're two very, very, very different things. Yeah.
My dad was a hard ass too. Ripped screen doors off at times, swinging at me. But he also,
my dad was.
was abusive at times. But he was my best friend. But he also taught me, to depend on myself and not work for another man. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
You didn't have that though.
No, I learned that late. I didn't have that young. Not like with you and your dad set you up with a company. My father worked in the union.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He put the thought in my mind, and I worked it with him, and that's the ideal I grasped upon, throughout my life to be what I am now.
Our fathers are taught to go in the union, go to work 45 years, retire, enjoy and they, enjoy their pensions and do their thing.
Right.
But I can tell you one of the funniest things now. And this is how kind of I went against everything. My dad would fucking hate me now. Yeah, because I hate in a way I do. Like, get this right. My dad used to be in the military. Then he left the military to go and work for British Aerospace. Then he left that to work for Summerfield, which also do rocket research into space, right? So so that was his bullshit job basically.
Well, he was a Freemason then if he's working for space. If he's working that high level on space, he's a Freemason.
Right.
He's not. No, he's a dumbass. He's a dumbass.
No.
He wasn't. I can promise you now, he wasn't a Freemason. He just didn't know any better. He was brainwashed and programmed.
Hey, man, it's just weird to me, that to see, like I said, guys like me, and there's millions of us that, got an ideal sparked in our heads, and that's what we held on in life and went that direction. And, I really do care for all kids and what, us all to, have the best that we can be. But most people, didn't experience, didn't have someone to spark that ideal in their head and also go through homelessness and shit, and still be where you're at right now, though. That's pretty rare.
Yeah, I know, and you know why I think it is? Because I'm so nice to everybody, and I do so many people favours. I've got to keep my voice down, but I've got a homeless person in my house right now. Because I do things like that, that's where the karma comes back on me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
that's how I am so lucky. I couldn't even do a shit wrong, you know what I mean?
You got to take care of your own.
Right.
We've all experienced hardness, man, in life, I believe, a lot, but no matter at the end, when it got real bad for me, I always had, what my dad instilled in my head, to fall back on. That's what makes me, thankful for myself, but also looking to other people that didn't have that, I could see that it would be a lot fucking harder.
I would like to know, Chuck, say what happened to you.
Who, me?
Yeah,
What do you mean, like my trouble in life?
yeah. What happened?
Selling drugs, yeah.
Drugs.
I done did the time now. There's no sense of lying about it. You know, trying to go the easier route.
What drugs were they, if you don't mind me asking?
Started out from marijuana to a prescription.
Okay.
You know, there used to be a big thing, you know, from where we're from, you know, one state go to another state, you know, and